I remember watching the remake American version of Girl with Giant Tattoo with David Fincher as director and Rooney Mara as the girl with Giant Tattoo. I remember watching that movie, and I'll never, ever forget watching that movie, and the rape scene happened. That movie to me is so icky. And then I went back and watched the Sweden version with Rooney Mara and everything. I watched the trilogy on Netflix. That whole trilogy is just ickiness. And then I watched this movie, I'm like, Sony, what are you doing? The Girl in the Spider's Web. This movie stars Claire Foy as the girl with the giant tattoo and is directed by Fede Alvarez, who also did the Evil Dead remake and one of my favorite movies of 2016, or 17, it was 16, I forget. He directed Don't Breathe, which is an awesome movie if you've not seen it. I do own that movie on Blu-ray. And so this movie, I don't actually know. I mean, watching it, I could consider it a sequel because the certain characters from the David Fincher one come back, but they are totally played by different actors. So I guess this is a reboot. You could say it's a reboot. But this movie is, the basic storyline is Claire Foy is the girl with giant tattoo. She is what she is. She's a hacker person. She can hack anything, basically. And so she has a background story. You get to learn a lot about her character in this movie. And then she gets this task of hacking into this nuclear website thing. You have to get a password, everything. She takes it. Something goes wrong. She gets framed for it. And people are going after her. And she's also got to protect this kid that is with this dad, with this code. And to get the code, it's got missiles and they'll blow up the entire world. So yeah, okay. So this movie, in my personal opinion, I took me a minute to think of what was wrong with this movie. And I know it. I know the answer. If you look at the Sweden original version, or it is Sweden, I don't even know. The one with Rooney Mara, that trilogy. Like I said in the beginning of this video, it is an icky, dark, interesting, great acting, just great trilogy. The David Fincher one. I like that one. It's gritty. It's really hard to watch in some scenes. It's got great acting. Daniel Craig was great in the movie. Rooney Mara as the girl with tattoo. She was great. And then this movie feels, I mean, it's rated R. It is an R-rated movie, but it feels so soft compared to like the other movies. Like the other ones are hard to watch. They're wintry. They're dark. They're just disgusting at times. This one, I mean, it was an easy watch. I mean, yes, there's some creepy, disturbing moments, but really, it felt like a James Bond kind of superhero movie. I mean, they made the character of Elizabeth such a superhero, and she could literally hack anything. Like, anything. And then it would work. I feel like in the David Fincher one, it felt dirty and realistic when she was like hacking, and it took her like a good minute to hack it. In this movie, she's literally driving down the road and she's hacking the car in front of her, and she like stops the car. Like, I don't know, there's something about this movie that felt kind of unrealistic. The other ones felt real. This one felt so unrealistic. And like I said, it just felt so like, it felt like Sony was like, we need to reboot this series. Let's make it more audience watchable. Because if you watch the 2011 David Fincher version, that's a hard movie to watch. This movie, if you're a general audience, you could watch it. I mean, okay. Here's another big issue. And I don't want to hate on Claire Foy. She's a great actress. She's a good actress. She was fine in this role. She was fine. But when you take on this role, it's a very vulnerable role as the character of Elizabeth. I mean, Rooney Mara pierced her whole body. She got naked for the entire, basically, of Girl Giant Tattoo, and she got ass raped in the movie. I mean, it is a role that is dark and icky, and when you take it on, it is just, it's a role. And she was nominated for an Oscar. Rooney Mara, just like Rooney Mara, got naked, pierced her body, did a lot of physical things. It's just, and then Claire Foy, not to like sound like a pervert or anything like that. I mean, she doesn't get naked. You don't see her kiss or do anything with other girl, because Elizabeth is a bisexual in the franchise. In other movies she is. In this one, you don't see, I mean, it does happen, but you don't see it. It doesn't get that vulnerability of the character, which I know sounds weird, but it's the truth. I mean, in the other movies, they just show anything. It's just like, there it is. There's the lesbian sex scene. There's her getting raped. There's her getting hurt. In this movie, there was more jokes with her character. There was more just like, dialogue that just was like, felt like a movie script kind of things. Like, I don't know. Her character's, I don't think Claire Foy maybe was perfect for this role. Maybe a person that was willing to go that far with this character should have played her. Claire Foy just, to me, felt tamed. To me, she did. I mean, that just sounds weird, but that's just how I felt. I mean, it just felt like the other actresses actually took that role and made it their own and did the stuff they needed to do. Claire Foy, I mean, she did a good job, but she didn't take it to the next level like the other people did. And another big problem with this movie is the story is just, it's nothing like the other ones. It's not interesting mystery thriller. This one's like, she hacks, she gets framed, and then she gets chased, and she's got to figure it out, and it leads to old memories and stuff. We've seen it before. It's a very easy plot. It's just what it is, what it is. And I feel like I'm hating on this movie a lot. I'll give some positive. First things first, Fede Alvarez. Dang, he did a good job with this movie. Like, I mean, he did a great job with this movie. Fede Alvarez is such a good director. He deserves to do more movies. He deserves a superhero movie. I think he was supposed to do Suicide Squad 2, but he deserves one. He deserves a superhero movie. He has proved himself with Don't Breathe, even the Evil Dead remake. I mean, he even did a really good job with this movie. There is some great camera work, and the movie looks so good. I mean, Fede Alvarez does a great job with this movie, and the sound design is great in this movie, and the cinematography is great. But the acting all around is fine. Like, again, Claire Foy, she does a good job. Like I said, she doesn't go the extra mile like everyone else does. But for this movie overall, it is entertaining. There's cool action scenes. There's cool fight scenes. There's a really cool fight scene in a bathroom with people wearing masks with red eyes, whatever. I thought that was really cool. I thought there was a great car chase scene with a motorcycle. Again, the movie has a lot of good about it. It is an entertaining movie, but it's so tamed compared to the other ones. And the guy who plays the Daniel Craig role, he was fine. I mean, he's barely in the movie, to be honest. But overall, The Girl in the Spiderweb, to me, just feels so tamed, so Sony picture stylized, that overall, I'm disappointed in this movie. I'm going to give it a C. I think it's a fine movie. You could watch it. But if you're a fan of the other movies, and you know the other movies are dark mystery thrillers, you are going to be disappointed like I was, just like this one. And one more thing, Sony does it again. Do not watch any of the trailers. The trailers literally show, like, the final scene in this movie. They literally show the final scene, and I'm pretty sure I remember seeing the final shot. They did it again. Anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye, guys.